All right, boys and girls, so today we are going to talk about how to create our cities using our ruler and our pencil, and you're going to need your piece of paper. So the first thing that we are going to do is we need to create a road for our city. So I'm going to take my ruler and I am going to line it up with the bottom of my paper, and I would like you to do this too, just so that way you know that your road isn't crooked. It's sometimes hard when you move it up to know exactly where your ruler should be so it doesn't look crooked. So I really want you guys to line it up with the bottom of the paper, please. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing in my road, and I'm pushing my pencil up against the ruler, and I'm holding the ruler with my other hand. Okay, so I'm holding with one hand and dragging my ruler up along the other side of the edge so that it stays in line. All right, next I am going to start to draw my cities. So I am going to start by having my ruler line up with the edge of my paper. Again, that makes sure that my line is nice and straight. So I'm going to hold it with one side and draw in my line. Great. Now I have another line. So I'm going to maybe put my ruler at the top. I'm going to try my best to make sure that these lines are nice and straight. So I'm going to do a few different buildings. They can be different sizes. They can be high, or they can be low and wide. I'm also going to have my buildings overlap. So in order to make this look like a city, I need a lot of different buildings that are in front of one another and that you can see lots of different rows. So I've got buildings in the front. Now I need some that are in the back to make this look more like a city. So once I get to this building, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to keep drawing all the way through because I have a building here. Okay, so I'm going to draw some more, and I'm having them overlap. That means there's one in front of the other. Okay, so I still have some room over here. That's a great area to maybe put another building. Maybe I'll put one more in the very back. Okay, so I've got lots of overlapping buildings. So I want to have at least 5 or 6 buildings on here. Now I'm going to add in some different shapes. So maybe on the top of some of my buildings, like this one right here, I have a little bit of room. I might make this one a little different. And this one might have a triangle to the top of it. Okay. Okay, and then maybe on this one down here, I might start putting in my windows. So I'm going to draw in little squares for my windows. Now I don't want to do a ton of teeny tiny little squares because that's going to take me a really, really long time. So I might just do a few sets. Kind of starting to look more like rectangles than squares, but that's okay. I'm also trying to draw lightly. That way, if I make a mistake, I can easily erase it. All right? So I've got there some more rectangles, put in a door. Maybe I'm going to put in a clock tower on this one. So I'm going to draw in a circle. Put in the time. Maybe on this one, I'm going to do some like rainbow looking windows or half circles. So I don't need to have a ton of different windows. So you don't want to do a ton of little teeny tiny windows like this. That would take a really, really long time. So instead, maybe have some bigger windows. So maybe I'm going to do some circle windows on this one. Or if you want to get fancy, you can do a rectangle, and then you put a little rectangle underneath it to make it a little fancier. All right, you can also put things in the sky, so maybe I might have like a little hot air balloon, or maybe a plane. Maybe I shouldn't have both of those things in the same area. It looks like my plane's going to run into my hot air balloon. But you can put different things in the sky. You can put things in the street. Like maybe I have a little fire hydrant down here. Or maybe I'm going to put in a lamppost. That's a good area to maybe use one of my other shapes. Okay. So remember, we do want to try to use our different checklists. So we want to make sure that we're using all of these different kinds of shapes. So I've got some squares, I've done rectangles, circles. I haven't done any ovals yet. Got a triangle. Oh, I need to do a hexagon. I got a trapezoid, and I need to do some diamonds. So I'm going to go back in, and maybe that's a good area to add in some shapes. So maybe I'm going to do some diamond doorknobs. Or I could do some diamond windows. Why not, right? That's kind of fun. All right, I got my diamonds. And hexagons, those are kind of tricky. So maybe I might make that one like a nice big window in like the middle. So maybe this guy here is going to have like a big hexagon window. That way I only have to do one. Or you could make it look like a stop sign, even though a stop sign really is an octagon, but I don't think anyone's going to call us out. So you want to make sure that you have nice straight buildings, and you want to make sure that you're using all different kinds of things in here. You can also label your buildings. So like maybe this is going to be my police station, or it could be a school, or it could be a donut shop. Get crazy with it. So maybe I have a donut shop on top of this one. Maybe I'm going to go in, draw a donut, and we'll take some notches out. That's why it's important to draw light, because now I need to erase that, and if I drew too hard, I wouldn't be able to erase that. Okay, so there I got a little donut shop, yum. Might have a little bit of frosting, but think about the different things you want in your city. Do you have a pet store? Maybe you have a toy store, or maybe it's just an office. You could have a bank. So think about the different buildings that you might see around town or in your city, okay? So make sure you have a piece of paper, a pencil, your shape checklist, and a ruler, all right? Have fun.